So what it do, y'all? Is we back with another video. Hey, this time we're gonna be talking about the UAPs. We're gonna be talking about the stuff that's going on around Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, all over the world. So let's go ahead and get into it with no further ado. Hope y'all enjoy this. All right. Make sure to follow us on TikTok as well at T_Grams and get this channel like, hit the little subscribe button if you want to as well. And make sure to turn on those notifications. All right.
I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office from President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
And there's some BS. Shit. So they try and say that all this right here is just drone titans. Yeah, nah. Mm. Y'all saw that?
Sorry, Dindin,
And
but
hopefully, we gonna rewind it a little bit. See if we can get it in the frame. Like that's see. Jump pass quick to the line. Let's play one more time. Right there. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little crazy.
sorry, Dindin, but
That was
this is
bad.
just naughty. He's just sitting there watching. I think he let the car run and just sitting there. Like, what the? What hovers like that? Like, seriously, for that long? Guarantee it follows me. They do all the time. I'll let you know. You alright, Papa? You alright?
Yeah, there's not a star. My man up there with the eyebrow.
Everybody ready?
Rock action going on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nick Brown, the Washington State Attorney General. I'm pleased to be joined this morning by a host of people from the Attorney General's office, most particularly our Civil Rights Division. Also want to recognize members that are with us today from the ACLU, Washington Bus, and One America. This morning, the state of Washington, along with Oregon, Arizona, and Illinois, filed suit in the Western District of Washington against the President of the United States for his unconstitutional, un-American, and cruel action in his attempt to redefine what it means to be an American. The president's executive order claiming to end birthright citizenship in the United States is plainly and obviously illegal. Washington State will not abide by such harmful and unjust action. At its heart, our case is about the meaning and value of American citizenship. On Monday, one man, the president, said that the citizenship of millions of Americans born to immigrants in this country means less. That the children of immigrants born into citizenship don't have as much value in this country as others. He is wrong. We all recognize that the president began his political career in large part by inciting fear and hatred against immigrant communities. Now he wants to redefine American citizenship altogether. But he cannot. One man cannot simply erase what the meaning of the Constitution is, not even the president. Birthright citizenship has been the law in this country for over 150 years. It is in the Constitution for a reason. It was born of the Civil War, when our nation had a population of formerly enslaved people who were in effect stateless. Birthright citizenship was affirmed by the Supreme Court to apply to the children of non-citizens during the time of the Chinese Exclusion Act. Birthright citizenship makes clear that citizenship cannot be conditions on one's race, ethnicity, or where their parents came from. What's not in the Constitution is anything saying the president has the authority to decide who is granted citizenship. Generations of policymakers and lawmakers in this country, from the Supreme Court to Congress, and until now the executive branch, have upheld this right throughout our history. Here's what the impact of this order would have. The president's executive order would deny citizenship to 150,000 newborn children each year in the United States. That's thousands of people born here in Washington who would be denied the key to full participation and opportunity in American society. It would render them undocumented at birth. It could even render them citizens of no country at all. That's why we filed suit today and are challenging the president's unconstitutional actions. The claims in our complaint are straightforward. There are two of them. First, that the president's order violates the citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. And second, that it separately violates a provision of federal immigration law from 1940. In addition to our complaint, we are filing an emergency motion within the next 24 hours that will seek to block any federal agency from relying on the order to deny citizenship to babies born in our state. We will ask the court to intervene before the order even goes into effect. I was sworn into office 6 days ago, and I swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington. This case is in furtherance of that oath. It is our obligation to protect Washingtonians from unjust actions, no matter where they arise.
The guy behind
So
him
we're
was a
getting
little
some
creepy, though.
seriously awesome videos of what looks like, for entertainment purposes only, motherships off the coast in the Gulf of Mexico, possibly also known as the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know where we're at with that. I'm not sure if that's final or not. You can let me know. I haven't kept up on that. I'm sorry. But either way, I want you to see these videos because it's really awesome. They caught it, a few people caught it on the live cam that overlooks the ocean. And then they're also seeing them pop up in other places over the ocean, which I think is really funny because if you watch Bashar, I totally watch Bashar. I am weird in a lot of ways. If you follow me, you know this already. If you don't, welcome. Hello. Anyways, Bashar said that what they were going to do was they were going to start showing themselves slowly, and then they were going to show their bigger ships off the coast and just like sit there so that we could see them, but we would know that they weren't aggressive and we would know not to be scared because we could just, you know, sit there and see that they're not doing anything. They're just saying, hello, we're over the ocean. So check out these videos.
That was January 24th on live camera from a pier. Like,
I don't know about you, but I'm super excited about this because it seems like they're getting closer. And these ones, because it was recorded on that beach cam, I mean, you really can't fake a beach cam. Plus, they look really real. I mean, AI is amazing. You can do a lot of things with AI. It makes it very difficult, but I think they're real. My opinion. Anyways, I was really excited about that. Okay, love you, bye.
let us know what y'all think about that in the comment, because I'm ready. I don't know. Are y'all ready? I'm ready to see some action for real, for real.
Oh.
Tipo, es que debe ser un metal grande o un espejo, no sé por
No,
qué.
ya, porque se dio filete en negro.
Porque para que rebote de esa forma, claro, ¿cachai? Eso no es una linterna, ya cachamos que no es una linterna. Es el rebote. ¿Cachai? Yo alumbro para allá.
So I'm asking you, yes or no, Mr. Kennedy. Did you say that COVID-19 was a genetically engineered bioweapon that targets black and white people, but spared Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people?
I didn't say it was deliberately targeted. I just quoted an NIH-funded and NIH published study.
Did you say that it targets black and white people but spared Ashkenazi Jews?
I quoted
and
a study, Your Honor. I quoted an NIH study that showed that
I'll take that as a
certain
yes.
races
I have to
are
move on.
disproportionately.
I have to move on. Did you say that Lyme disease is highly likely a materially engineered bioweapon? I made sure I put in the highly likely. Did you say Lyme disease is a highly likely militarily engineered bioweapon?
I probably did say that.
Did you say that?
And that's what the developer of
I
Lyme
want all
disease
of our
said.
colleagues to hear it, Mr. Kennedy. I want them to hear it. You said yes. Did you say that exposure to pesticides causes children to become transgender?
No, I never said that.
Okay, I have the record that I'll give to the chairman, and he can make his judgment about what you said. Did you write in your book, and it's undeniable, that African AIDS is an entirely different disease from Western AIDS? Yes or no, Mr. Kennedy?
I'm not sure if I made that.
Okay, I'll give it to the chairman, Mr. Kennedy. And my final question, did you say on a podcast, and I quote, "I wouldn't leave abortion, to the states. My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have the government involved, even if it's full term." Did you say that, Mr. Kennedy?
Senator, I believe that every abortion is a tragedy.
Did you say it, Mr. Kennedy? This
believe-
matters. It doesn't matter what you come here and say that isn't true, that's not reflective of what you really believe, that you haven't said over decade after decade after decade, because unlike other jobs we're confirming around this place, this is a job where it is life and death for the kids that I used to work for in the Denver public schools and for families all over this country that are suffering from living in the richest country of the world that can't deliver basic health care and basic mental health care to them. It's too important for the games that you're playing, Mr. Kennedy. And I hope my colleagues will say to the president, I have no influence over him. I hope my colleagues will say to the president, out of 330 million Americans, we can do better than this.
Thank you. We need to move on.
Yeah, they was getting him. They was getting him in that courtroom when he was. No, this is what it is. Look at that. Oh man.
Go ahead and call me crazy. This is a jet. This is a helicopter. Watch. Why is this important? A Black Hawk helicopter flew into a commercial jet over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. Oh, it was just an accident. It was just an accident. I'll die before you convince me of that. Come at me, bro. Why don't you think it's an accident? Let me give you a little backstory on this. I don't know who was on the plane. I don't know who was in the helicopter. Okay, what I do know is that in that area of the Potomac River, it's common for helicopters to fucking fly around. They're supposed to stay at or below 200 feet AGL, which is above ground level. That helicopter collided with that plane at 350 foot above ground level, somewhere it was not supposed to be. The airplane was in a landing pattern coming into the airport with its landing lights on. And you mean to tell me that the super crazy high amount of technology that's in this military helicopter, and with the pilots flying under visual flight rules, that those two pilots, there were 3 people aboard the helicopter, that those 2 pilots didn't see that fucking plane and they didn't try to avoid it? You mean to tell me that those highly trained, highly skilled pilots didn't see that fucking plane? That's not even why I'm questioning all of this. This is where it happened. Who's this guy? That guy right there is this guy. This guy flown by the Air Force. What's the significance of that? This is the plane I'm talking about that landed at Andrews Air Force Base, just next to where this shit happened. Why was a Boeing E-4 known as the Night Watch or the Doomsday plane, which is the militarized version of the Boeing 747 that serves as a mobile command post for the U.S. military and is a key component of the National Military Command System, which is designed to survive a nuclear attack? Why was that diverted right after this happened and then landed at Andrews Air Force Base right next to the Potomac River? Why? That's not suspicious. This helicopter had to have seen this plane. I don't know why. I don't know what led to it. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. That shit's weird.
Yeah. And that's like right around the corner from where we live at. Like,
Y'all, something is not adding up about this crash that happened in Washington, D.C. Y'all need to take a listen to what this eyewitness said he seen before the crash happened. And then I'm going to tell you my input on why this is all suspicious. And once again, I want to give my condolence to everyone who was affected in this tragic event that happened last night at 9 p.m. But y'all, take a listen.
Tonight, I was just with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner, just as normal, taking in a nice view. And
watch what he say, y'all.
The planes started having irregular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from their regular landing patterns. And then we looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare.
What do you think when you saw these white flares?
We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I couldn't really explain it, but...
So y'all heard what he said me in it? Send it to my inbox or anything. I'm telling y'all, I have not seen the picture yet. And then, like I said, even if it was a helicopter, how does it happen? Air traffic control should not have let that happen. It don't make sense.
all right, we got some more videos around this. Shit ain't adding up, right? Mm-hmm. And the White House lady was talking about, oh, it's just drones people are flying around. Fuck, what is that? What is that? That does not look like no drone at all.
Even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane, you think that's going to make a difference?
Does it comfort their families
they
to
are
hear you
a
blaming
group of
DEI
people that have
policies?
lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
But are you
I'm
blaming-
surprised coming from you.
Are you blaming?
I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't.
As the president came out here and was casting blame, one thing I noted was that there are still bodies being pulled from the water of the Potomac right now. We know from officials that we heard from earlier that that rescue and that recovery operation is very much still underway in some really difficult conditions that first responders were dealing with last night.
We got more videos in here. Hopefully, we got the one where they tell y'all about the little DEI, the diversity stuff. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I've been away for quite a while, but I do have a couple of predictions for 2025. The first ones that I'm going to start with are to do with aviation, so I have two predictions regarding planes. The first one I get is a commercial plane. There's a lot of people on board and there's a lot of people affected by it. It's basically some sort of surprise attack on a commercial airplane. It's like, I keep getting the feeling that it's an inside job, as in that it's someone who is on board and inside the plane, or someone who works for the airline is somehow involved in this, or possibly an airport worker. The second thing that I keep getting from it is that it's a man-made disaster, so it's done intentionally. It's the plane's actually targeted. It's not some sort of malfunction that happens. The second one is, I keep seeing some sort of small plane, like military or private jet, and it's got a very important couple on board. I feel like one of them is connected somehow to technology, like there's some sort of business tycoon, if you like, and they're like a champagne lifestyle. They like the finer things in life, and they like to actually go out partying. I also get this couple have a celebrity-like following, like a big following on social media, quite successful on there, so it would be household names. People would know who they are as soon as they read the headline. I'm not sure which one comes first. I keep feeling as though it's going to be the commercial liner, the passenger plane, that's first, but it could flip. I just see the two of them, so I don't know which one's first, but I do feel like, possibly the month of February will be one of them at least. I also get some form of food shortages in the first part of the year, and some big news around some sort of health matter. I don't feel as though it's connected to a person. I feel as though there's some sort of news of experiments or tests that have gone quite well in the health industry. It could be with the use of AI, but medical advancements in healthcare. Regarding the UK specifically, by the end of February, there's going to be some disappointing news on the economy, the bank and currency and things like that. It's going to be quite disappointing and a bit of a blow to the government. In the government, I also get that there's another resignation coming in the first half of the year. It's a male and it's connected to some sort of scandal. So this male, this politician, there's a scandal. I don't know if it's about to be revealed or it's been revealed in the past, but this scandal involves an older male and a younger male in a supporting role, and there's some form of abuse of power that's gone on there, and this male has tried to cover that up, and it gets found out. It comes out and it's all over the news, and that's the resignation that I get coming in the government. I also get that there's going to be news regarding the I'm going to call it a downgrade, but basically a downgrade in some sort of prisoners, and whether that's they'll go to a lower security prison, whether they'll be released early. There's a sort of another tranche of them, but there's some sort of downgrade in the prison service and detained individuals in the first half of the year. Interestingly enough, I keep getting a coup coming, a military coup in a foreign country, and it's a country that has a royal family, a hot country, warmer weather than.
I didn't know the video was gonna be that long, but we just put that in there because of what happened with the plane, like how it got predicted, early. And there's another video you're gonna see in here, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like what the fuck, type shit. But yeah, let's keep it going.
Just gonna act like this is a normal thing now? Since when were deers white? Now, I'm not saying that they're in some rare cases, but we've been coming across too many of these as of late, y'all. This lady stated that she came across this one and 3 other white deers that already went down this hill. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. When has this ever been a thing, seeing more and more white animals? Is this something that came with this new shift? Is this something that's coming with the new shift? I even got a friend who sent me this white squirrel from Washington, D.C. Look at that, y'all. She was trying to get a picture, but he didn't want it. He was trying to evade her at every angle. But yes, look at this. There's so many new pure white creatures coming into manifestation. Why is that? See, this is how nature communicates with us, by changing the animals. The animals don't even need to speak. Like, you could just look at them and notice, like, something is different. Something has changed. And if they're changing, that means the rest of the world is about to change too. You guys are going to understand very soon why ancient cultures always use animals and put animals in their drawings and depictions on what change will occur. Excuse me, when, where, and how changes will occur. They always use animals in that manner. But what do you guys think about this video, y'all? Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace out.
Maybe we'll see some white hawks. I don't know.
So does anyone want to explain how or why CNN was able to report this plane crash 5 and 6 hours before it happened? What? See the timestamp? 10:43 p.m. 5 hours before it happened? 6 hours before it happened? What? So I'm not military, so I don't really know exactly what this means, but I've heard that the call sign on the helicopter was PAT 25, which I guess means priority air transport. So what was in that helicopter and who was on that plane? Those are my first 2 questions. Along with, I don't know, this suspicious activity. Something's happening. Once again, red flags left and right.
5 and 6 hours before it happened.
We
That's
don't
what
even yet
I'm
know the
talking about.
names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference? They are a group of people that have lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
Are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been.
I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't.
Probably heard that pole shifts happen. That the North Pole isn't always where the North Pole currently is, and that sometimes these things flip. That's always struck me as an extremely dangerous condition. And I always assumed, well, what are the chances you're going to be alive? You know, if you were alive within 500 years of a pole flip, that would be kind of a close call. But what are the chances it's going to happen during your lifetime? Well, we are actually living in a moment where the pole is actively migrating. We are in the midst of what's called a polar excursion. The pole seems to be flipping. And it seems to be flipping at the same time that our electromagnetic field of the Earth is decreasing. Now, that decreasing field means that what's flung off the sun has a bigger impact on Earth than it would ordinarily have. And that pole flip threatens chaos.
It's a motion for you to kind of slow down and understand and realize what.
Okay, I mean, put that video there. Oh yeah, took these out. But yeah, pole shifts and stuff.
Was there world-renowned ice skaters? There were some other people too. There were Big R citizens on the plane. The Big R's presidential spokesperson even had something to say. He went on to say, "Bad news arrived from Washington today. We feel sorry and express our condolences to the families and friends who lost their loved ones and the Big R nationals amongst those who were unalived in the aviation tragedy." Nationals? So then I'm wondering, like, how in the world could this helicopter not see a plane coming straight at them? Landing gear lights and all. Well, why not an autonomous Black Hawk helicopter? They're real. In fact, they just came out in October in 2024. So an unmanned helicopter possibly flying a normal route that they said is happening all the time, literally runs straight into a plane landing on a landing strip in an airport, which is a Category B airspace, which if you didn't know refers to the most heavily controlled airspace around major airports, requiring specific pilot qualifications and procedures to operate within. Are you putting it together, people? Now this is all alleged, but maybe there was someone on that plane they didn't want around anymore. The fact that there was foreign nationals on the plane and these autonomous unmanned Black Hawks exist smells a little fishy, people. But I mean, what do I know? Like I said, this is all alleged. I'm just a creator. I don't know, people. A lot of red flags here.
I hate to say it, but something incredibly weird is going on. Do you know how many planes have just straight up fallen out of the air in the United States? And at the same time, something very weird with the air traffic in Las Vegas? Come right back to this. In the last 24 to 48 hours, I have seen so many planes fall down in the United States randomly. Look at that. And then we have the most unlikely people, like ever, speaking on the situation that just happened last night that everyone's talking about. And this one just happened yesterday in California. And as of the last hour, I just saw another helicopter go down in a different country. And then the Black Hawk from last night, were you aware that it almost crashed into 3 separate planes on the way before it finally crashed into that one plane that we are all aware of? Look, I'm just asking why. What's going on in the sky, in the air? That things are just not going right now. And its path flight is just so crazy and zigzaggy, it don't even make sense. Like, the flight pattern is so erratic, then boom, right there. And I kid you not, the guy from Ancient Aliens, it's weird how he plays into this, His wife had seen it on CNN 5 hours before it did happen. Well, let's be real, it's just a coincidence, obviously. And literally just of an hour ago, there was another plane company that had an IT problem or a hacking, and they had to ground their planes. Now, this guy's in Las Vegas, and he says the last 2 nights, for hours in a row, he saw no planes come in. But not just that, while he saw no planes coming in, he saw these weird orbs just sitting in the sky. Not to mention, he also said he saw some really weird blue lights, which we've been seeing everywhere. I'll show you.
Guys, nobody's talking about it, but between me and the airport, or me and the strip, is the Las Vegas airport. I was out here for 3 hours last night. Not a single plane took off or landed, and then the same thing's happening tonight. Last night I have video footage of there was a bunch of different lights around, like beams of lights it looked like, around this part above the strip. But tonight, we've got sitters. And I'm very confused at why no planes are landing and they're just flying over and around the strip.
He's speaking about orbs and weird lights in the sky, but then who else came out but this dude? I'm really limited on my words here, but that is quite the coincidence, y'all. And the final coinky-dink is he recorded the Las Vegas video about the same exact time. Look, all I'm doing is asking questions. Can anyone answer why? Why for any of this? And no silly answers that are easily proven false by 2 seconds on Google. Because I know you guys love to do that. Ignorance is bliss. Why are crows falling in the ocean? Y'all are not even going to believe me. So all these crows have been falling in the ocean in the Gulf of America, I believe it was. And they are saying that these crows are falling in the ocean because they got too cold. That the Arctic wind came and pushed them and they got confused and they fell in the water. So I don't know where you live, but where I live, it's always below freezing in the winter. And I have never once in my life seen a crow fall down, much less into the ocean, because it got too cold apparently. I have seen crows looking for food when it's like 20 degrees outside again. And this is in the Gulf, I think it was. These people putting them on a boat hoping they could come back to life so they could warm up. I'm completely unrelated. Do you remember when I showed you this pond that had the atomic structure of water change, maybe by vibrations? Water never freezes this way. And if you say it does, you would have taken a picture of it. Completely unrelated. Completely unrelated. Completely unrelated. Unrelated. But yeah, pretty wild stuff. I wonder how cold those crows got. Really do. Really do. Oh, and by the way, a few days before that, all these fish just rolled up on the shore. Literally, just a few days before. But this is unrelated.
Yeah, that's about unrelated stuff.
These are much more valuable types of crops, and you got to be a lot more careful around them. And it really hasn't been until recently that technology.
That's Agtonomy's co-founder and CEO Tim Hoover. For the last 40 years, the Ag Information Network has been the source of news for farmers and ranchers.
Adjust the camera, bro. Like, now it's passionate. Yeah. It wasn't flashing in the beginning of that video.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be so boom. Watch this video to the end. What I told you about Florida. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
Guys, check this out. Restricted area everywhere. Barbed wire fence. Look at this, guys. You cannot go in here.
What?
There's a massive weird. Look at this weird yellow stuff coming from this power.
Come on. Florida is lit. Come on.
These waters are restricted.
What?
Guys, all restricted. The reason why is because they're charged with electricity. Power, guys. So you imagine the gators that are in this lake? Look at it. Barbed wire fence everywhere, guys. Look at it. Caution. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Caution. Strong water current, guys. Not only is there strong water current, there's strong alligators in here.
You don't care. You're there for the good weather. But wait, it's snowing. Come on.
They say that alligators in here are prehistoric dinosaur-looking guys because of the charged water in the power plant. That's Florida for you guys. Look at that weird stuff coming out there.
Florida, Florida, Florida. Now you have prehistoric alligators? Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and I never been to that place in my life. And maybe it does exist, but I don't know. And I don't know what he's talking about. That's just a guy recording. Shh. Shut up! What you thought? You thought Florida just had Miami and hanging out and having a good time? Stop playing with me somewhere. It seems like there's dinosaurs there now. Alligators, they saying they're massive. You know what massive is, right? Like 20 feet. But I was looking there. I didn't see no alligators. That guy don't know what he's talking about. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and you know what time is it. Now, you want to know what the bar wires are there for? So people don't climb it. You know, kids like to explore and climb shit and shit like that. Shh, don't you say it. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys. In Florida, for the 30th time, get out. But I tell you one thing. If I'm ever out there in Florida and I see that that place really exists, bro, come on, let's get up out of here, bro. I'm done with Florida.
That guy's a trip, but for real, there's a little crazy going on in Florida. I don't know what the heck that green smoke stuff was. That's a little weird.
This is wild, and this just happened over Ohio. So this pilot was saying that he was seeing this UFO UAP thing flying around. What he saw, it flew up into the clouds, and he said as soon as it hit the clouds, this is what happened. He doesn't know what the object was. He doesn't know if it blew up. He doesn't know if this was exhaust, but it looks quite crazy. Look at that. It looks like the cloud is catching on fire and some gases. He said that he landed pretty close by in one of those fields, and within seconds, it was all like corridored off, and there were these officials that wouldn't say what agency or where they were from, and they just said that he could not enter the area or the arena. I'm not one for conspiracies, and so I'm not going to comment too heavily on this, but I do want to know what's going on. Was anyone in Ohio? I believe this was over Youngstown, that witnessed this, that can tell us what happened amongst the locals there.
What the hell is going on? Are they fighting?
It's a freaking battle. Whoa.
And why is nobody talking about this stuff? Like, this should be on the news, for real, for real. Like, this should be on the news, but they ain't gonna let us know that, so we gotta put it out here, yo. We gotta keep at this. Yeah, this stuff is getting a little crazy, man. You can literally see it like there. It looks like it's hitting a force field, like in the movies. That was crazy.
It's a freaking battle. Whoa.
It's a kite?
Yeah, it's a kite. I can see by its shape it's a kite.
There's the fire.
And it's spreading.
I'm trying to determine what direction it's going. What the hell is that?
And it's very bright. Actually, I don't know what that is.
It's not a kite. It's not. It's just flying around. It's not a kite. Kites are not gonna just fly away. It's moving. There's the fire.
Like a kite flying and that stuff, that shit would be like all over the place. Like it wouldn't be no graceful, no nothing. You feel me? And it definitely wasn't a kite. that right there, that definitely looked like it could have been CGI, but I don't know. That looks a little real. The clouds.
You will not believe this video, y'all. This video gave me so much chills, y'all. I'm so excited to share with you guys because big changes are coming, y'all. Check this out. So this couple was out taking a romantic stroll on the little canoe, y'all, and they came across this over here. Yes, a doomsday fish. Beach, or should I say rocked, y'all. It didn't beach itself, it literally rocked itself. And now it's literally stuck on the rocks. Look at this. This right here took place in La Paz, California. Yes, California. You guys know what this fish means, right? It's the doomsday fish. If you guys don't know the story about the oarfish, this oarfish comes out during practically earthquake. It feels certain shifts, movements, vibrations on the ground, and it comes to the surface to basically warn humanity. And the region they found the fish was called Isla Espiritu Santo, so the island of the Holy Spirit. Boy, you cannot make this stuff up. The island of the Holy Spirit. Now, this guy was able to help the fish back into the water. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but here he is trying to help it get off the rocks. And the crazy thing is, a smaller one was found off the coast of China just last year, just at the end of last year. I mean, we told you guys the shift is here. Shift, fish, shift. And the fish have been warning us, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. Jesus said he would make you guys a fisher of men. Now look at this. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace out.
All right, that's it for tonight. We're gonna have some more videos coming up later this week. Gotta put some more stuff together. It was just another plane crash in Pennsylvania like yesterday. What's going on with all these plane crashes and all that stuff? But we gonna let y'all know. We're gonna dig in. We're gonna see what's up. Let y'all know what's coming next. All right. So thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification. All right. We'll see y'all next time on TikTok at T_Grams. We up and we out. Deuces.